Hey folks, it's Kat.Beanie and welcome back to another episode. Today we are going to get some iron because we need to finish doing the chains. And obviously we're still basically noobs on this world, so let's go get some. There's some over there, so I'm going to head over this way. No, didn't want to do that. I'm going to use these blocks just now. I need to make a decent bridge at some point. And as per usual, the small person was asleep but woke up as soon as I put Minecraft on. But she's currently sucking her dummy in her chair, trying to go back to sleep. So fingers crossed that she manages to do that. But she is fed, she is changed, she is as content as can be at the minute. She does generally have a nap around this time. It's just whether or not she keeps spitting her, like she keeps taking her dummy physically out her face with her hand, and then gets upset because she wants her dummy. Well, to be more specific, she wants to suck her thumb, but is kind of inadequate at that at the minute, and then gets frustrated with herself. So, you know what you gonna do. Is that all the iron around here that we can see? I know the best place to now dig for iron is like Y16. So maybe if we head down, oh there's more iron down here. Maybe if we head down a bit, make like a little pathway down here. I need to dig ourselves back up again after that, but anyway, get some coal as well while we're at it. Oh, I can hear a zombie, but I can't see a zombie. I've only got 8 bits so far. Thankfully, it doesn't use up much iron nuggets, but you know, chains be expensive. Like, especially if you were like needing like a lot of them. Like, if we were in my long-term survival world, this like wouldn't be an issue because I have like 400 of whatever iron blocks in my bank alone, and then I have more iron smelting in my base, and then I have other bases at like negative 5,000 and plus 5,000 on the x-axis. So like if we were in my other world, like chains would not be an issue, but because we are not, oh damn, right, kill me, yeah. Right, please don't kill me, please don't kill me, please don't kill me. Dude, spiders used to be so chill, and then after the update, not so chill. Are we not gonna find any iron? No, it's a dead end. Dude. Right, so we want to get down to like Y16. Grab his coal while we're here. I'm surprised I'm still alive, to be honest. Get a little video in before the kids come back from school. Getting angrily pointed at by my husband, and I don't. Why are you pointing at me? Right. Crazy person. Don't you touch my laptop. If anyone wants a spare husband, I'll sell him for $5. I'll even pay postage. Right, yeah, Y16. Okay. We can not go down that side. I think we're probably better going down here. Ah, crap. I'm probably just gonna have to build like wash myself back up again anyway. So, right, let's go to the base of where the little river bit is, cause at least that way we're close to where we need to get back up again. So, we'll grab this coal. Because coal is good. And you can never have too much coal. Well, you probably can in my other survival world. I have like almost a full chest full of coal blocks. But anywho, copper is everywhere. No, it'd be good if iron was everywhere. But anyway, Y16, here we come. More coal. Dead pickaxe. Yeah, so in my other survival world, I need to go. I need to make a new set of backup netherite armor because I almost lost my set because I fell in lava, which was not recorded because it was just me playing Minecraft. This is how good at multitasking I am. I'm sitting here recording a video, talking to you guys, while my foot is shuggling my small child in her chair as she sleeps. Because she knows Mummy is on Minecraft, she keeps trying to wake her ass up. Like, no. But she usually has like a decent nap about this thing. Maybe it's because I am talking and she's like not used to hearing me like jabber on all the time. Like despite having two older kids on the autistic spectrum, like our house is relatively quiet. In that respect. As I said, the older two, like they do their own thing now. Like my daughter, she's well, actually, both the kids are probably better at Minecraft than I am. Like, my son can make, like, some amazing stuff on a creative, but, like, he swaps back from creative to survival mode. So if there's something he needs, he goes into creative, gets it, and then goes back to survival mode. But, he doesn't have the capacity to understand how to get it in the survival world, which hopefully he will come to learn in time. But it's like one of those amazing things with anybody with additional support needs. Like if they have a harder time learning things, like sometimes they just take like a massive leap forward. Like the first year we took them to Alton Towers. My son was like 4 years old, and most kids would like learn how to drink out of straw when they're like 2, but he couldn't drink out of straw. But when we went to Alton Towers, we got these refillable cups, and we weren't going to get him one because they have straws in him, so we were just going to buy him like juice. But he took his dad's cup and he just started drinking out straw just like that, and we were absolutely gobsmacked because obviously that is something that he didn't know before. So like little stuff like that to a parent of a neurotypical child would just be like, yeah, you can drink out of a straw now, whereas to us it's like, oh my god, you can drink out of a straw now. It was absolutely amazing. And like just now, we keep would tell stories about it all the time. Uh, because little stuff like that to a parent of a child with additional needs, the little things do matter, like massively. And I do think you tend to appreciate little things in life more because you know how much harder they are for some people to do. Uh, and he just like amazes me all the time. It's like my daughter. Like I talk about my son a lot, mainly because he has the more extensive needs. Like my daughter, you would not know that she was autistic upon meeting her if I didn't tell you, because she masks so well. Uh, she is very good at fitting into neurotypical society and copying the social norms of what should be expected from a neurotypical person. So, obviously, if I didn't tell you she was autistic, you probably wouldn't be able to guess. But for the fact that she is literally the most well behaved, and I do mean literally the most well behaved child I know, but she is only that way because of her crippling anxiety. She is too scared to do anything wrong, uh, which breaks our hearts because, like most vulnerable children in school, she does get bullied. But now, thankfully, we're like so proud of her. She is starting to stick up for herself and her friends and realize like that we keep telling like these things aren't okay. It's okay to defend yourself. It is okay to tell someone to stop doing what they're doing to you. Like you have the right to feel safe at school. And we're so proud that she is slowly becoming more confident because like she's 10 years old, she's going to be going to high school soon, and anybody that's been through high school knows how like brutally hard that can be for anyone with even the slightest difference. If you don't have the right clothes, if your parents don't have XYZ amount of money, if you don't get the right gear for Christmas, if you don't have the latest gaming consoles or anything else. Like I was like super poor growing up. Like my mum raised 3 kids by herself. Never got any money from my biological father, despite the fact that he lived 5 minutes up the road uh, with his new family and my two half brothers and their sisters. I do not begrudge them the life that they had. I am grateful that they had not a better upbringing than me because my mum raised us the best way she could. And she did have a lot of support from like my grandmother and my great grandmother and other members of our family, which was amazing. But as I said, we were like super poor growing up. I was raised Catholic. If you've seen other videos, you might know that I'm currently an atheist. I don't raise my kids under any religious denomination, but my daughter believed in Jesus when she was younger, and that was entirely okay if that was her belief. She's always been told that we will support whatever she believes in, religious or otherwise. So that was entirely fine. But we were a predominantly Catholic family in, well, not predominant, I said that wrong. we were a Catholic family in a predominantly Protestant community. Uh, well, Protestant slash non-religious community, and I'm talking Sunday school type Catholic. Uh, church on a Sunday. I actually went to Sunday school on a Friday afternoon after school, which was great fun. Yeah, instead of going out to play, to go learn more about Jesus, which I am. If any of you believe in Jesus, that's your bag. Uh, if you get any type of comfort or learn any sort of morality from your religion, I do believe that religions do serve a purpose in teaching some people about, morals and etc. Stuff like that. But also the reverse is true. All religions have the capacity for hate and discrimination against other people. I'm not going to go into specifics about that because we'll be here all day. But yeah, I was raised poor. I was raised Catholic in a Protestant community. Got bullied a lot. And kids can be so mean. And I thankfully am in a position where my children don't have to have like hand me down clothes, or like clothes from a charity shop. I have absolutely no problems buying clothes from charity shops or buying things second hand. I uh, try and be as environmentally friendly as possible. So, if I can buy secondhand clothes, and I raise my children to believe that, it doesn't matter if it's secondhand, if it's good quality and you can still use it, then what's the point in buying something, so much more expensive when, this one will do? Uh, Maybe that's just because of my upbringing and, it was like a make, do, and mend thing. Like, if you broke your toy, you weren't getting a new one. It's just just couldn't afford it. Your clothes had to last as long as possible because we had to like save up to get new ones. Mostly we got like clothes and stuff we needed for like birthdays and Christmas, etc. From family members in lieu of toys because that's what we needed. And like obviously my 7-year-old son, he's not materialistic, but he also doesn't understand money, monetary value. He doesn't understand that um, obviously toys and clothes and food all cost money. And I'm grateful that my oldest isn't materialistic either. Like lately, she asked for a new laptop. Now she has a the latest Xbox Series. Uh, she has the latest Xbox because her father bought uh, her a new one the same time that he bought his one when they first came out. She has a Switch, she has a tablet, she has a mobile, she has all these things. So we explained to her that the reason she wanted a laptop was because she also likes to play The Sims, and you cannot get mods on Xbox. You can only get mods on a laptop when you're playing The Sims, and that's obviously not a good enough reason to spend thousands of pounds. Well, not thousands of pounds. You wouldn't be getting like a £2,000 laptop. I mean, my one cost just over £1,000 on a new laptop. So when we explain stuff like to her, she's not angry, she's not upset, she's not um, spoiled or entitled or anything like that. She gets it, and just explaining things to her, you have to explain things to her literally. Like, even if it's being brutally honest, like she went to go get her COVID vaccination last week, and we said, look, it's gonna hurt, but it's for a good reason. And she went in like a trooper, got the shot, and neither of them uh, got upset about their COVID vaccinations. They were very well behaved. Isabel went first and cried. She was like, actually, that wasn't too bad. And then Nathan went after her, and I think because he saw that his big sister took it very well, uh, he didn't think it was, you know, anything to worry about either. So now that they've had a vaccination with a needle, which usually is something that she would be very anxious about. It's like usually you tell a kid, oh, it's not going to be bad, it's not going to hurt. Essentially you'd lie to them, but you can't lie to her. You have to tell her how it's going to be. Uh, exactly. Right. We do need more iron. And by doing that, she accepts it more than if we'd said to her, nah, it's not going to hurt at all. And then if we tell her, no, it's not going to hurt whatsoever, she described it as just like a little nip. Like I said to her, it's not going to hurt as bad as when I brush your hair when it's tuggy, because she hates that. And because of her additional needs, I do still have to help her with some self-care. But because we explained, yes, it's going to hurt, and because she expected it to hurt, and because it did hurt a little bit, she was okay with it. Whereas if we said, no, it's not going to hurt, and then it hurt even a little bit, even if it was sore to a point that she could handle, because we said, no, it wasn't going to hurt, and it actually did hurt, she would have flipped her lid. Because she was expecting A, and what happened was B. So sometimes when you're dealing with a person that thinks literally, you just need to be blunt and honest for them. Some things might come out harsh. Like, some things I have had to explain to her would sound... Oh, someone's getting crabby. Would sound horrible if you were listening from an outsider's perspective. But because that is the way she learns and understands things, to her, that's the way things need to be explained. And for a neurotypical person trying to understand that, and going, like, you can't tell a 10-year-old that, you can't say that, you can't. Well, yes, I can, because I understand my child and I know how to communicate with her in the best way possible. Whereas, oh no, I'm probably gonna die. Where's the whole? Whereas communicating with Nathan, he needs Makaton, which is a form of communication using your hands. It's like a form of sign language, but it is not British Sign Language. Dear. Right. Let me take these actually, because these will be handy for like water elevators. So like BSL is a structured language with its own syntax, and is an actual proper language, whereas Makaton and Sign Along are not. They are ways of communicating with people with additional support needs that are not as extensive as British Sign Language. Although I do think that British Sign Language should be accessible and free for people with additional support needs and for people and families of people with additional support needs and the hard of hearing and deaf communities. Because as a person that has slow degenerative hearing loss, obviously I do use aspects of sign language and Makaton in conjunction with each other with Nathan as a way to communicate with him. So I do, but if I wanted to learn proper sign language, as a person that will essentially be completely deaf at some point, for my need to communicate with other people, it would cost me a lot of money and a lot of travelling to take classes to learn that properly. Whereas, you wouldn't deny a person that couldn't walk a wheelchair because it's something they need. But people that have hearing loss are frequently denied access to the materials they need and instructions to learning British Sign Language that they need to communicate, because it is currently not recognised as a legal language in Britain, although I think that is, I'm sure that the British government are trying, not the British government, the Scottish government are trying to, will be recognising BSL as a legally recognisable language, hopefully in the next year or so. So hopefully then it'll be easier to maybe take classes at the local college instead of having to travel like maybe 25 miles and pay hundreds and hundreds of pounds, to do. Where did I use all of the little nuggets? Well, I must have. Yeah, so hopefully it'll just be more accessible. If there is a need you have as a person with additional support needs, whatever that need be, obviously, there should be support. I'm just going to have to use wood. There should be support to help you access whatever materials and or equipment and or I was going to say languages, but that would be materials and commander materials, etc. In order for you to do that. If you need British Sign Language as a way to communicate, because you wouldn't be able to communicate any other way, obviously people would be able to write things down. That is obviously an option, but that would take a very long time. Oh, we missed one. Can you imagine having to walk about with a notepad and paper everywhere, having to write things down for people, and like, especially if you're born. Oh, that was handy. I used all of them. Especially if you're born with hearing loss or born deaf, and British Sign Language is your main language. Trying to communicate with um, people in general that don't know BSL is a nightmare. Like, I have had to intervene. I was in a chemist. It's quite a. I was in a boots shop, which is a chemist slash, medicinal, um, health and care products shop slash pharmacy chemist place in Scotland. Well, in the UK. They have them throughout the UK. So I was in there one day, and this deaf lady was trying to buy a washcloth. That's it. She was trying to buy a washcloth. And she didn't understand one of the words in the description of the washcloth. So obviously she's trying to sign the word to the person, to the cashier, and the cashier obviously doesn't understand what she's trying to do, and it was sensitive. She was tapping her hand with her middle finger to sign sensitive. So obviously I had to, as someone that knows, I've got very little sign language, but I do know some. I obviously indicated to her, yes, that's what that word means. She was correct. She was signing the right word. The word was sensitive. She was using the correct sign to her, and then obviously the cashier was very grateful. But obviously she can't communicate in English to the cashier. The cashier can't communicate in English to her, and the cashier doesn't understand her language. So it would be like me going to China and trying to buy something in China, and I don't understand what the description is, and trying to ask for help, and obviously the person, I obviously assume the Chinese person doesn't speak English. You can understand the difficulties there. Whereas if British Sign Language was more accessible, we could communicate better with deaf people in our community. But I do think having a universal sign language would be more helpful overall. I know that's sometimes not a particularly popular I'm gonna die. Oh, so close. Not a very popular opinion to have, because there are like in America they have American Sign Language, in other countries they have their own types of sign language. Obviously a universal language would be helpful to people all over the world, but obviously a universal sign language would also be helpful to people all over the world, but it's not going to happen. But making things more accessible in general for people with additional support needs, whatever aspect that looks like, is surely beneficial for everybody, and not just the person with additional support needs, but also obviously the people that come into contact with them, the people that care for them, and everything else. And with that, I am going to leave it there, because my son will be coming in the door any minute. Little one is still asleep, and have a great day, and I'll catch up with you next time. Bye, guys.